Okay guys, let's go. I'm going to be showing you clips from two videos that I think you should be aware of if you're not aware of them already. But first, before I can get on to them, I've got to tell you about a comment I had from Paul Burgess in response to the video I made where I reviewed that interview. He was quite right about one thing in the comment, and that was he was not a spokesman for Britain First movement. Yeah, he didn't say who it was. I looked it up. I should have actually said it was for the For Britain movement and not Britain First. Sorry about that. I've added a correction in the pinned comment. He didn't deny anything about his other political connections. I'm not going to get into it and really respond because it was a very, very long comment. And to be honest, it was almost as bad as having to watch his video. And the paint wasn't dry on the kitchen wall, so I went and watched that dry instead. But I won't be responding to Paul Burgess anymore or his comments. I don't care what he says. He's entitled to his opinions, as am I. If he wishes to believe that there's no such thing as chemtrails, then fine. The rest of the comment was all about how bad Advance UK are. And I'm just not going to let those kind of comments through. Yeah. So, right, that's that out of the way. Now this is a really good one. Richard Taylor, the former leader of Advance UK in Wales, is out in Spain. And he's got some great information in this video that you see behind me. I understand he'll also be doing an interview with Paul Thorpe. I look forward to that. You know, I'm not a great fan of Zionism, but I wonder if that topic will be brought up. I hope so. But listen to what Richard says in this brilliant, simply brilliant video. Ben, please think about getting Richard back and don't just make him leader of Wales. Make him deputy leader of Advance UK. This is the kind of man we need. A Welshman talking in a way that only the Welsh can. Anyhow, here we go.
It's no surprise, is it? Celebrities running for cover now that the Epstein files have been released. Not just senior politicians like Lord Mandelson. In fact, I shouldn't call him Lord, she was stripped of that title altogether. It's quite clear that the establishment, globally, there's this elitism where they protect one another, but the truth will always come out in the end. And that's what's happened. They're being exposed into the sunlight and running for cover. The names that are on there will shock you, absolutely blow your mind. Well, actually, for many of us, it doesn't blow our mind at all, because we know that there's a tendency for these people to be drawn to these sexual depraved acts, and yet they still walk our streets, they still earn a good living, they have titles, they jet set all around the world, and yet us.
Okay guys, now I want you to go over to Richard Rogan to watch that in full. It isn't brilliant. What Richard is talking about there is something that the British National Party and the National Front have been talking about for 50 years. We knew how American politicians and British politicians are controlled via organizations such as Mossad. Yeah? We know. And we tried to tell you. And with the breaking of the Epstein files, finally, we can now see exactly how those politicians are controlled. If you don't think it happens in the UK, you're living in cloud cuckoo land. I mean, why do they do the things they do? Why do certain individuals prominent in patriotic circles promote another country? Yeah. Now we're going to go over to another equally good video from one of the best patriotic channels out there. And so just bear with me while I flip screens. Okay guys, here we are over on Richard IV. Yeah. Now this guy is going to tell you the way it really is. We'll just listen to the first couple of minutes and then I'll call it a wrap, and then you can go over and watch both videos, and you really must watch them. But don't forget to leave a like and a comment on this one, otherwise I feel I'm just talking to myself.
Hello all, hope you're doing well today. Why don't we begin this video with a bit of a reverie. Let's go back 10 years, wherever you were at that time in your life, and imagine that someone comes up to you, a terminally online type, conspiratorial, and says that he believes that there is a secret system behind the system, one which blackmails the elite, presidents, business people via sex. Now, this person in question that's at the centre of all this has married in to a very famous media family with ties to the state of Israel. You'd think this person is a bit wacky, maybe, arguably even anti-Semitic. But with all of the information coming out about Jeffrey Epstein, how do we deny this any longer? Now, through the eyes of the normie liberal orthodox types, I would be seen as suspect even for making this video still. But I don't understand what other conclusions a rational person is supposed to draw from all these Epstein revelations. I mean, I guess we're supposed to believe that Epstein was just a normal guy who was a school teacher who somehow got into Bear Stearns, went to the very top despite having no discernible business experience or finance talent, and then, well, I guess was just an evil perv that all of the rich, famous and political elite just really liked, and well, that's it, case closed. It seems we're supposed to just keep believing this time and time again as more information comes out, and it's all the more revealing. The latest is these images of Prince Andrew, the disgraced Prince Andrew. Now, normally these would be innocuous enough images, but given the rumours about him, clearly they just add to the narrative that many of us are suspecting. Now, I don't think we have to run over the Epstein story again. We all know it. All of the major names are implicated. It seems they all visited the island. He had weird paintings of George Bush and Bill Clinton in his home. Clinton dressed as a woman. It's all very, very strange, and you'd have to be, well, let's just say naive to believe mass blackmail or something of that nature wasn't going on. Just quickly, actually, bloody numpty over here, I just realised Clinton in the blue dress is clearly a reference to Monica Lewinsky. I'm pretty slow, as you...
Okay, guys. The video really gets down to the root of the problem shortly, but I'd like you to go over there and watch it yourselves. He'll talk about Bob Maxwell. Now, Bob Maxwell, just saying Maxwell's father, yeah, I was writing about him back in 1980, 1990, as early as that, in the forums and places, Bob Maxwell, he was buried in the end. I doubted actually whether he really did drown or whether he just vanished into Israel to live out his old age. But they buried him on the Mount of Olives. Now, to be buried on the Mount of Olives, you've got to be an hero of Israel. Yeah. So when Richard IV is talking about conspiracy freaks, he's talking about people like me from the past. We were saying this way back then, but we didn't have the internet or the web the way it is now to disseminate the information that we found. We had to print it on leaflets. I mean, I remember in the early days using a John Bull printing set to print leaflets, yeah? Anyhow, I think that's all I've got for you now, guys. Please please watch both the videos I've pointed you to. You've been listening to Paul Morris, The Green Arrow. I'll see you on the next one.